Now we shall discuss today the reflection and refraction of the plane electromagnetic waves. There is reflection and refraction of light actually. Now here we shall prove that the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection and the Snell's law. In your earlier classes you have derived these relations by geometrical means. Now here we consider the wave character of the electromagnetic wave, because the light travels as a time varying field of the electric and the magnetic fields. Suppose the light is propagating along the x direction, a light wave is propagating along the x direction, then its electric and magnetic fields will vibrate along the y and z direction. This is y direction. Suppose the electric field is vibrating along the y-axis and the magnetic field will vibrate along the z-axis, and the electromagnetic field is travelling along the x-axis and they will vary with time. Now the time variation, the electric and magnetic fields the magnetic fields varying with time both in space and time as E, the electric field that will vary like this, E0, this is the amplitude, and its variation, form of variation is sinusoidal variation, it will be I k dot r minus omega t. Omega is the angular frequency of the wave, and this is the wave number or propagation constant. K is 2 pi by lambda. Propagation constant wave number, that is 2 pi by lambda. Lambda is the wavelength of the light in that medium. And similarly, B or H, whatever it is, you write B or H, that is B is equal to B0 e to the power I k dot r minus omega t. That these two time varying waves represent actually a plane wave front. K dot r, this represents the plane wave, because the electromagnetic, this light or any radiation which is coming from a very large distance, its wave front is considered as the plane wave. So these are the representation of the plane electromagnetic waves which is varying with time t of frequency omega. Now when this light wave or the electromagnetic radiation reflects from a medium, second medium, suppose this is the interface, this is one medium whose refractive index is suppose the N2, this is another which is the N1. Now this is your normal, the incident ray, this is the reflected ray, and this is the transmitted ray. The angle made by the incident ray, we know that is suppose theta I, and this is the angle of reflection theta r, angle of transmission is theta t. Let the propagation constant of the incident wave is we represent it by ki, for reflected wave which is kr, and for the transmitted wave which is kt. And let the frequency here we consider as say omega I, incident wave, reflected wave is suppose omega r, and transmitted wave we consider as omega t. So these are the wave numbers and frequencies of the respective waves. Now let the incident ray is represented by, let the incident ray makes an angle theta I with the normal and has wave number and frequency Ki and omega I respectively. This is for the incident wave. Similarly, for the reflected and the transmitted wave, similarly, for reflected and transmitted wave, the angles are theta r angle of reflection, theta t angle of refraction, Kr is the propagation constant wave number for the reflected ray, Kt frequency omega r, omega t respectively. So incident wave makes an angle theta, some part is reflected, making an angle theta, some part is transmitted, making an angle theta t, and their frequencies are omega I, omega r, omega t, and propagation constants are Ki, Kr and Kt. Now, therefore the incident wave is represented by because the electric and magnetic fields are represented by the time varying field. Therefore, let the incident wave be represented by E I stand for incident wave. EI equal to E0I. E0I is the amplitude and radiation is e to the power I Ki dot r minus omega I t. For reflected wave ER E0R e to the power I Kr dot r minus omega r t, and for transmitted wave it is E0t amplitude e to the power I Kt dot r minus omega t. So these are the three waves: incident, reflected and the transmitted waves. Now we apply, this is the interface. Let the incident wave is impinges on this interface at the xz plane. This is your x axis, this is your z axis, and this is the y axis. So initially the incident ray is in the plane of the blackboard, that is in the xz plane, and the interface from which the reflection and transmission is taking place, that is your yz plane. Okay. Now therefore at the interface, that is at the yz plane, here we know that the boundary condition, that is the tangential component of the incident wave plus the tangential component of the reflected wave will be equal to the tangential component of the transmitted wave. So applying the boundary condition, that is the tangential components of the electric field vectors are continuous across the boundary. Here boundary is the yz plane. So at the boundary, our incident ray is in, say, xz plane, and yz plane is the interface. So from the boundary condition, that is the tangential components of the electric field vectors are continuous across the boundary. So applying boundary conditions, its tangential component of the electric field vector, that is the EI, its tangential component, plus ER tangential component is equal to ET tangential component. Now what is EIT? That is E0 IT. Only the amplitude will divide into normal part and tangential part, but the form factors, the time variation will remain constant, same, e to the power I, it remains same, ki dot r minus omega it plus this one, E0 r tangential component e to the power I kr dot r minus omega r t, that is equal to the tangential component E0 t tangential e to the power r kt dot r minus omega t. Now this is the equation at the boundary. Now this equation is exactly solvable if and only if the exponentials are equal. You can solve only this equation if these exponentials are equal. So one gets the solution if and only if the exponentials are equal. Now the exponentials are equal, that means e to the power I, that means this quantity, ki dot r minus omega I t, that is equal to this e to the power I kr dot r minus omega r t, that will be equal to e to the power I kt dot r minus omega t into t. If these are equal, then only you get a solution. Now this equation is true for all the time. With time, your law of reflection and refraction will not change. So this equation is true for all the time. This equation is true for the time t. If they are equal, therefore this omega I t will be equal to omega r t will be equal to omega t into t. That means omega I, the frequency of the incident wave, is equal to the frequency of the reflected wave, which is equal to the frequency of the transmitted wave. It is a fundamental property of the light. Under reflection and refraction, the frequency of the light does not change. Suppose you have a red light which is coming and it is passing through another second medium here. Then after reflection and refraction, the red light will not be converted into green light. So frequency is a fundamental property of the light. But the velocity will change. Here suppose it is a free space here, then here the velocity will be less than this one. The velocity decreases due to the decrement in the wavelength due to its refractive index, but the frequency never changes. So frequency is a fundamental property. Therefore, and it is true because the frequency is a fundamental property. Of say light, which does not change under reflection and transmission. Now suppose this omega equal to omega t, that is suppose say omega. Now if all the omegas are same, then what we get from earlier equation, that is to the power then I ai dot r will be equal to e to the power I ar dot r is equal to e to the power I kt dot r. It is from that ki dot r will be equal to kr dot r is equal to kt dot r. K is a wave number, it is a vector. It has three components in the Cartesian coordinate x, y and z component. So this is the actually your ki unit vector along x axis, ki x plus j ki y plus k ki z. I, j, k h are the unit vector along the x, y, z axis, and r is the vector, that is I x plus j y plus k z. So these three equations tells you that this dot this, that is k I x x, k I y, k y z z. So we get from this equation, it is k I x x, k I y y plus k I z component into z, that is equal to k r x into x, k r y y plus k r z into z, and that is equal to k t x component into x plus k t y component into y plus k t z z. Now this is the equation. Now see, look at the figure here. Our incident wave is in the xz plane, in the plane of the blackboard here. So if the incident wave is in the xz plane, then what is the y component? Is 0. Now the reflection is taking place from the yz plane at the interface, because we have considered this equation at the boundary, at the interface. Now the interface is this plane, yz plane. So in the yz plane, the value of x is 0. So at the interface, which is a yz plane, this one perpendicular to the plane of the blackboard, so there is no x component. So at the interface, that is your yz plane, what we get, that is x is equal to 0. It is always true. Yz plane means x is equal to 0. So this component will not be there. Therefore, you get ki y into y plus ki z into z is equal to kry y plus kr z, that is equal to kty y plus ktz z. This is the equation at the interface, and this equation true for all values of y and z. It is true for all y and z, because it is in the yz plane. Suppose this is your origin, this is the z axis, this is the y axis. Now if we suppose the ray is falling here. Now if we shift the origin here, suppose at this point, at certain point on the y axis, then on the y axis, y is non-zero but z is 0 always. So if we consider to solve this equation by shifting the origin, suppose say it is true for all values of y and z, so we first put suppose say z is equal to 0. That is, this point is shifting to some point at the y axis here, but z is always 0. Now let us put, say here z is equal to 0. If z is equal to 0, then we get ki y from this equation. Ki y is equal to kr y is equal to kt y. It is the propagation constant of the incident wave along the y-axis. Its component is equal to the y component of the reflected wave, y component of the transmitted wave. Now initially we considered that the wave is in the xz plane, incident wave is coming in the plane of the blackboard, in the xz plane. So initially the incident wave has no y component. After reflection we don't know whether the transmitted wave and the reflected wave gains some y component or not. But initially it is sure that the incident wave has no y component because it is in the xz plane. So initially the value of ki y, that is equal to 0. So the incident wave as the incident wave is in, say, xz plane. So this y component of the propagation vector is 0. If ki y equal to 0, then kr y also 0, kt y also 0. That means the transmitted and the reflected wave also must have no y component. Therefore, kr y equal to kt y, that is equal to 0. Therefore, what we get? Finally, the equation left is Kij is equal to Krz is equal to Kt. Only z component is equal, because we put say z is equal to 0 in that equation and find this relation, but as this is 0, all are 0, only z component will be there. Then what does it mean? If the y component of this is 0, y component of this is 0, that means all the incident wave, reflected wave and the transmitted wave lie in the same plane. Therefore, this is the first law. Therefore, the incident, reflected and transmitted waves lie in the same plane. Now we start from this equation that Kij is equal to Krz or Kij is equal to Ktz. Now we consider this Kij is equal to Krz. Z component of the incident wave is equal to the z component of the what is Kij? What is the value of Kij? This is Ki. We extend this. This is direction of Ki. This angle is theta I, so this is theta I. So this angle is 90 minus theta I. Now Kij means the z component of Ki, the projection of Ki on the z axis. This is Kij. Then what is the value of Kij? Ki dot z. Kij cos of 90 minus theta I. So this is Ki z cos of 90 minus theta I. That is equal to Krz. This is Kr, its projection on this. This angle is theta, this is 90 minus theta. So this is Kr z cos of 90 minus theta. That is Kr z cos of 90 minus theta. So we get Ki cos of 90 minus theta sin theta is equal to Kr sin of theta. The propagation constant in the of the incident wave and the reflected wave, both are in the same medium. Medium number 1. Now what is K? K is 2 pi by lambda. The lambda is the wavelength in the medium number 1. Both are in the same medium, so this is, we get K1 equal to this. So value of Ki and Kr is same because they are in the same medium. So If these two are same, then what we get? As the incident and reflected waves are in the same medium, we get Ki is equal to Kr. So Ki is equal to Kr. So this two will cancel, you get theta I is equal to theta. The angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. First law. Therefore, two things we have proved. All the incident, reflected and transmitted waves lie in the same plane. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of refraction. Now the second one, the Snell's law, we consider this one, that K I Z is equal to K T Z. Another equation. K I Z we have calculated, that is K I Z sin theta I. K T Z, this is the direction of KT. This is theta T. So KTZ, projection on the Z axis. So this angle is 90 minus theta T. So similarly here also you get KT Z cos of 90 minus theta I, you get it is KT Z sin theta T. Now here Ki and Kt are in the different plane. They are not same. Now this Z will not be here, they are same. Now Ki, that is in the medium number 1, you get this 2 pi by, suppose say lambda 1, wavelength here it is lambda 1, here it is lambda 2, and Kt is 2 pi by lambda 2. That is, you can write 2 pi by, say lambda, C is equal to C1 at medium 1 is equal to nu lambda 1. So we can write it lambda 1 is equal to C1 nu. Similarly here also twice pi nu, the linear frequency, by C2. Because the frequency remains same, it is a fundamental property, frequency will not change. Now, what is C2? Relation between C1 and C2. Suppose this is denser, C2 is denser, then C1 will be equal to, or C1 we write in terms of, suppose say this is N1, we write C0 by N1, C2 is equal to C0 by, C0 is this tilt in vacuum. Okay. So C1 will be equal to less than this, C1, C0 by N1. So here this relation will be equal to Ki will be equal to twice pi nu, that is omega, C1 equal to C0 by N1, C0 N1, Kt is equal to twice pi nu N2 by C0. Now if we substitute these values in the above equation, that is Ki twice pi nu N1 by C0 sin theta I is equal to Kt twice pi nu N2 by C0 sin theta t. Is twice pi nu C0. So sin I by sin r, sin theta I by sin theta r, sin I by sin r is equal to N2 by 1. If this is there, if we consider this as refractive is 1, then sin I by sin r equal to, you get mu, that is the refractive index of this with respect to its surrounding. Okay. So with the help of the time varying field of the electromagnetic wave, one can prove the laws of reflection and refraction. Okay.